Let's begin. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me. My
Eater with
pleasure.
the owner. Actually, today is the episode 10th episode.
Yeah, really honored to be the 10th.
Okay, and your name is
Anqi.
Anqi.
Yeah,
I know
Anqi
that.
Sun, Sun Anqi.
Sun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a popular name. Sun. But Anqi is popular as well, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, great. So
it's my Chinese name.
also, could you look at the camera to see have a has
Hi,
at
my
least
name is Anqi. Welcome to our 10th episode of Eating with Owners.
Yeah. Okay. We can looking at the menu, so we can save some time.
All right. How many dishes should we order? 2 of us.
2. Do you eat a lot at lunch?
Normal amount.
Maybe 3 dishes.
3 dishes. Yeah. Okay. Do you have anything to recommend for like relatively lighter dishes?
Light, okay.
Like relatively lighter, because I had, I told you, I had pot last night, so my stomach's still burning.
Yeah, so we can have the little more vegetable side.
Sure.
Is some meat you don't like or you don't eat?
No, everything is good. I actually have had a lot of your dishes already.
Let's see what let me see here. That's fried. The tofu is fried.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we can try the 雪菜豆腐.
雪菜豆腐,
yeah,
sure.
雪菜豆腐 is light. Okay.
Great.
We can get 1 雪菜豆腐 and tofu stir fry with pot herb. Why it's called pot herb mustard? That is Google translation, I believe.
Oh no, no, don't trust Google.
But 雪菜,
雪菜
in English is like pot herb mustard.
I didn't even know.
You know what is 雪菜 in Chinese?
Yeah.
雪里红.
雪里红.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's 雪菜豆腐.
Okay. So, do you want green beans?
Sure. Yeah.
That would be.
Okay.
And you can get 1 little bit with some meat. Do you want to try the 排骨 pork ribs?
Pork ribs, which one?
The 糖醋排骨 or the 笋干排骨.
笋干排骨.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit light.
Yeah. Okay.
And how about steamed rice?
Yes, please.
Okay. Steamed rice as well. You want the 东北拉皮, the salad noodle? 要不要拉皮?
拉皮.
东北大拉皮.
都行. Like.
Or the house salad, the 老虎菜.
Sure, 老虎菜. I don't think I've had that before. 老虎菜.
It's a little bit with the long hot pepper, so it could be a little bit spicy.
Okay.
And then cucumber.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
okay.
Sounds refreshing.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let me get down this to the kitchen.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna be the one who's cooking it?
No. I bring this downstairs
to
so they cook.
Kitchen.
So they're gonna bring upstairs.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be back really quick.
This is made of bites, very special material. Normally one of this costs like $50. It's if you see it under the lights, it's like almost transparent. 现学现卖. Okay, so have you been like were you cooking? Like, were you the chef in the kitchen too, or
no? I don't know how to cook. That's
Really?
Yeah, if I cook, the business will be really bad.
Okay, I see. So you are the owner, not the chef.
Not the chef.
Okay.
So that looks like a recipe for failure.
Okay.
So a lot of time the Chinese restaurant, it's like the owner will be the chef as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit different. It's kind of an experiment for me.
When you started the business?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's almost 8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like we were including. How long have you been here in Canada?
13 years. Yeah.
13 years?
Yeah.
So that's
13
about
years.
2008.
2008. But I landed in Vancouver first. And I moved here only 3 years ago.
So most of the time, like you were in 10 years in Vancouver?
Yeah, 10 years exactly in Vancouver, yeah.
Why did you move to Vancouver? They said a lot of people, they move from Montreal to Vancouver.
Oh, why did I move to Vancouver in the first place, you mean?
From
Vancouver here. Okay. I don't want to talk shit behind Vancouver's back. but to me, Vancouver, I think the spirit of the city in Montreal fits me more.
Okay,
Vancouver,
more arts.
Yeah, more arts and more active. Yeah. And I feel in Vancouver is a great place to retire and a great place to like
spend money.
Spend money too, and it's really beautiful, for sure. It's really beautiful. The weather is really good, but even the weather, like if you live there, you'll know that 4 months out of the year is heaven. Like the summer, 4 months is heaven, but the rest of the time it rains a lot. That's why it has a nickname of Vancouver, And,
but it's not cold, right? It is
not cold. It's pretty. Yeah, it's warm. It's mild weather.
But if it's raining days. But it's like about 10 degrees or something average. 10, 15.
Yeah.
So do you need still heating? Do you need the heating inside, or better you have to wear sweaters?
To be honest, in summer normally, not in summer, winter, the average degree is above zero.
Above zero. It's really cold.
It's not really cold.
But you have
heating. We have heating.
Exactly.
Yeah,
indoor you have to have heating.
Yeah.
So 0 or the 5 degrees. It's like Shenzhen. I lived in Shenzhen for several years. It was really cold. Like if you 5 degrees and it's cold. If you don't have heating, you have to wear a lot.
Well, Vancouver is a bit different. That there's heating inside, and it's never get like super cold. So to be honest, the temperature is perfect. But just imagine if out of a whole week, 4 or 5 days every week it rains, and it's not like pouring rain and stop. It's like drizzling, and it's cloudy all the time. Like over time, you get depressed a little bit,
that's perfect weather for depression.
Exactly. So that's and also I don't want to live in one place for so long.
Long time.
I moved to Vancouver because of school. I went to UBC, and UBC happened to be in Vancouver. That's why I chose that school, not the city. But I still really appreciate Vancouver. I do say that.
But what did you learn in UBC?
Psychology.
That's a very great.
Great major.
Yeah. A lot of people. That's the foundation of the. Is the foundation of a lot of. Is the foundation for the. Social science, all those kind of
a lot of
researchers.
Even for my major right now, music therapy, it's required to have at least 2 years of psychology.
Exactly.
Education.
Even the management and all this is the foundation for a lot of. I want to learn that too. To get people thinking, read people's minds.
Well, that's a myth about psychology. I still cannot read people's mind.
Really?
No.
And the Vancouver is amazing. I've been here 15 years, maybe 2 years before you. So I came here probably 2006.
Here in Montreal?
All the time in Montreal.
Okay.
So I work as an IT engineer. So Vancouver, some of our people, friends, especially Chinese immigrants, right now they got tons of money. So a lot of people living in the place like Vancouver.
Yeah.
So it's always for me. Vancouver is for rich people.
Oh,
if you are engineer,
I'm not one of those.
Because the cost of living will be
pretty high.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have to have kind of decent amount of disposal money at your disposal to be able to live there. So for the engineers,
it's better than artists.
Yeah, it's like IT engineer. Unless you have really high salary, living there may not be very, very.
That's an interesting point. The thing is, if you compare Vancouver to, for example, here, then you can see the difference. But for me, I moved to Vancouver like first up, so I just exactly I was like, oh, it's just expensive, so that's life now, you know. And then when I moved here, just say renting. It's
lower,
much lower. Like I save up for this amount, and I planned the renting for like Vancouver, and I came here. I was like, oh, so much like.
That's why you may be really lucky. Cheaper. You already have some money to be able to live there.
Oh,
you know?
Well,
maybe money is not your concern at all.
No. I'm not one of those rich, to be honest.
Yeah. Also, the people when you learn art, like only people they have okay money already because
to do that.
Because art is something you cannot make a living off most of the time of like art because only 5% or 10% of people they can have a really good income.
Yeah, that's why a lot of artists, like me included, back in Vancouver, we have a day job, so we work during the day to save up and everything too, and then after work we work on our arts. And a lot of like even a lot of really successful indie artists, they are like that too, you know. And so you know you find your way. And arts for me, like I'm mostly self-taught, to be honest. Before I moved here, I was self-taught. Like I knew I was talented, like since I was a kid.
On the music, right?
On the music side, but I never like learned. And my upbringing, like my parents they are like my mom works in university, my dad is an engineer, and they all like against me doing arts, you know.
Yeah, because Chinese parents always like it's not stable job, right?
It's not stable. It's like it's not something you can just work hard and then get there. It's you know,
it's kind of risky.
Yes,
risky choice.
It's a risky choice. So they're worried about me, so they were not supportive of me doing that. So university, as that psychology is my passion too. So I was doing that, but I really want to do art too. So I just learn myself. I started like self-studying myself and everything.
But how do you realize like you have something in art, like music? Like,
as early as I remember.
Or you sing better than other kids?
When I had memory, like as early as I had memory. I don't know if you remember, like years ago, there's a song called 黄土高坡.
Yeah.
So when I was like
2-3 years old, right? Is that high pitch?
It's really high pitch. It's folk 西北 like
the folk songs,
like in one part of China, and it got really popular in the mainstream
I guess
music.
it's on the talent show. It was famous on the talent show. Some people.
Oh, that's even before that.
Okay.
Like before, like way before, like when. No television, no like internet age. Like back when I was like 2-3, I remember it was really popular.
We just shouted like the song. I guess my music was ruined by that because
Your too?
No, my throat was ruined by yelling that song.
Oh really?
Because you were like shouting the song like that much, you know.
You ruined your voice.
Like vocal band was kind of ruined when I was super young. Otherwise, I could be a singer.
Okay. All right. We trust it.
Seriously, when I from village, so when we were 5, 6, all the boys like at night we were like shouting the song like out of tone, like out of sync, but we were like, yelling like in the darkness, and so our voice is damaged, I believe.
Well, my voice was damaged too. I'm still singing, so kidding. Yeah, but that time I just remember at 2-3 years old, I was living with my grandparents, and whenever they have like a guest over, they just put me on a chair because I'm little, and I started to sing this song, you know.
Which city you were?
Shandong, Jinan.
So you always the capital city, Jinan, right?
Yeah, provincial capital city of Shandong. Yeah, Jinan.
So all the time you were living there?
Yeah, all the time I was living there up until I moved to Vancouver. Yeah, for university.
That's a nice city, right?
It is. Yeah, it is a great city.
Yeah, it's a nice city because like. But in Shandong, the more famous one may be the Qingdao. Qingdao is more is like a rivalry between.
Maybe I don't know. People say that. Yeah. But I really love Jinan has a lot of like history and culture in the past.
Which city is the Tai'an?
Tai'an.
Tai'an close to Jinan?
Close to
yes. Is it part of Jinan or?
Not part of Jinan, but it's not far from Jinan.
So the mountain Tai is there.
Tai mountain Tai is there. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm from like Jiangsu, but it's northern part of Jiangsu, so it's very close to Shandong.
Okay,
very close, because even our accent may be a little bit closer.
That's what I was just about to mention, because you don't have like southern Chinese accent.
We call northern Subei, northern Jiangsu, so it's kind of we're part of influence from Shandong. Yeah, it's more from Xuzhou. Xuzhou, if you like, every time I took train from. Xuzhou to Tianjin University from Tianjin, so it's about 8 hours, 10 hours.
Oh, okay.
So the next stop out of Xuzhou will be Zaozhuang, Shandong, Dezhou.
Dezhou,
yeah, Shandong, Dezhou.
Okay. Yeah.
So it will be Zaozhuang, Dezhou. They are part of Shandong, so very close.
Yeah, okay.
And the Dezhou Paji always,
yes,
always like a barbecue chicken something from Dezhou. It's very they sell that on the train.
Okay. Yeah, that's
so we're kind of very close to Shandong,
close,
to Shandong, especially the accent or something.
Yeah, can you tell my Shandong accent when I speak Chinese?
No, I don't think so.
I think if you speak more of it, you can tell a little bit. Yeah. Yeah,
but I'm really not good at that, because after graduating from senior high school, I went to Tianjin University, so in the north. So I'm more like on the official Mandarin. So it's I tried a lot to learn. So my accent was kind of very light now. Only people from very close to the region, they know I'm probably from Jiangsu, but most time they thought I'm from north.
Yeah. So if you spend so much of your time like from the North China, anyways, that
4
makes
years.
sense.
No, but
4 years.
But some other classmates, some other 3, they're from Jiangsu province. Even when we graduated, they still had a heavier accent from Jiangsu. They can tell, like I can tell exactly. They were like, they sound weird.
So like
it's
okay.
No, it's you don't have to move.
Yeah. Okay. Food is here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
This is called 老虎菜.
Okay.
Tiger's vegetable. I don't know why it's called tigers.
It's cucumber, right?
Yeah, cucumber and hot pepper beef. Hot pepper beef. Hot pepper. Long hot pepper.
Long hot pepper.
Yeah.
Oh, long hot.
Yeah, they call it long hot. It's long and hot. It's a spicy.
How do you call that in Chinese?
尖椒.
Oh, 尖椒.
对，或者长青椒.
Okay. So it's a little bit spicy.
Yeah, sometimes it's very, very spicy. It depends on the.
老虎菜. So 老虎菜 is the name of the dish, not any of the ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. It's I don't know why it's called 老虎菜 tigers. But it's crazy. It's sometimes the long hot pepper is really hot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I should avoid the pepper.
Yeah, but it depends. They look the same. Sometimes different batch. They just taste very different. Some not spicy at all. It's weird. Okay. It's just a long hot. It's a good translation. Long hot. Even like here, like
尖椒.
Yeah, long hot 长辣椒.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Long hot 长辣椒. Perfect translation.
Yes. Try it out.
Yeah, just I guess recommend to try this this one.
Nice.
To see it's spicy or not.
This one.
Not bad.
Oh, not bad. Just a little bit spicy.
No.
It's really, really refreshing.
But do you mind tell the age, like what year you were born? Or?
1985.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was born in 79, so I'm like 6
years. Not too much.
So what
kind
animal?
of I'm the tail of a mouse and the head of a bull.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my oldest brother is the year of mouse.
Oh, okay. So your older brother is 12 years older, 13 years older than me.
Yeah. Yeah, 13 years. He's 7 years older than me. Yeah. So my second older brother is rabbit. Red. My mother always said the year of red like you have. So you forget what I about to say. Like we call it 爪子一落地就忘了. Like you always forget things. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I forgot about like talking. Sometimes I speak really fast, and people are like, "Why you speak so fast?" I was like, "So I don't forget."
That's crazy. That's like my oldest brother always forget things. So my mom in our countryside, the village always say, like if the clothes touching the ground, you forget everything. It's always like it could be the horoscope could be right.
Yeah.
The horoscope. Yeah, I never believe horoscope.
Yeah,
now I have to see two mouses, like two mice. They have the same problem with the memory.
Yeah. I thought maybe just the 12 of us.
Yeah. It's like every time like, you always forget things.
I don't want to bring bad name to little mouse just because of us. But I have like my short-term memory is really, really short, like a goldfish. That's why I'm like really organized, just to help me to not forget things, And yeah, and then like when I here we go. We ordered 4 dishes.
Just 3, but that was tried. So there's.
Yeah. Okay. That's a lot. 12 is.
For the lunch, I'm okay, but I try to eat less for the supper.
For dinner, yeah, before. But this one is really good. First time I had like a pepper with cucumber, like spicy cucumber.
You play some instruments, music instruments, the piano or the violin. Or...
I play a little bit of. I play a little piano, a little bit of guitar, a little bit of like ukulele and stuff like that. But I wouldn't call myself like play that. Yeah. I would say my main instrument is my vocal cord, like vocalist. But when I write songs, I write both guitar and the piano. And
but you are more a composer or something.
Yeah, I write my own songs, and the instrument is more like a tool for me to write songs, and also perform my own songs. But
you perform as well, so you sing your own song.
Yeah, I sing my own songs.
Do you have a band?
I have a band. Yeah, right now I have a band.
So you are lead singer.
I'm the lead singer. Yeah, lead singer. Cool. Yeah. And I have 2 projects right now. One is with the band, just the 3 of us, and so that is more like electronic music with some pop element to it. Okay. And actually, it's funny. Most of the songs of that band are in Mandarin, Chinese. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and when we performed here in the past, like every time we perform, most of the audience are not Chinese, and so but they just like really love it too.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so
next time you can try to perform here.
Sure.
Yeah, we can actually. I want to have the second floor to have that kind of a event.
Yeah, to get a stage, know. And another project is just me and another musician, a trumpet player, and we compose together and we perform together. That's project just a new project, and we're still working on our first EP, and so I'm doing both at the same time, and I also work on my own things. Yeah, because before I moved here, I was like a solo singer-songwriter. So I had my own my EP of just my own myself, and whenever I perform back then, I just have like other musicians, like a working band, and other musician just play with me, but we are not like a band. So right now it's more like a group project.
I guess you can be a very do you know that in the YouTube there's a Chinese girl like Hua Zhou? Do you know that?
Hua Zhou?
Hua Zhou.
Oh, Hua Zhou, yeah.
She's very unique.
Yeah, she is. She's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And like how do you say that? Kind of.
I listened to several songs on the YouTube, like pretty interesting because in China they don't have so many people like crazy. I don't.
How do you describe that?
遥不可及的你 or something, right? Or there's another song.
老中医.
Yeah. Oh, 老中医 is from me. Oh, that's crazy. That's a lot of profanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Yeah.
So that's when I think of Hado. I think of that.
Actually, that's how I found out her because like in our soccer team, local soccer team, like we have one guy. Yeah, we like Chinese players. Like we all play together for a lot of years. And one of the guy we were like joking around about him is like he's from Sichuan, so he's like a Chinese medicine. We call him 老中医. Yeah, it's like the Chinese medicine, like this guy from Chengdu. So he's always like doing the massaging, the trainer. So if we have a back pain, he will say, "Okay, you do this, you do that, we'll help you." So we call him. His nickname 老中医.
Okay.
And then one day,
doctor.
Yeah, I guess several years ago, somebody like forwarded that video 老中医 from Hua Zhou to our group. Yeah, and then that's crazy. So we were mocking this guy.
Yeah, that's by Hua Zhou. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
But she's still
ago.
Famous right now.
I actually really don't know. I kind of like out of loop of the music scene. Like the pop culture in China, I just recently tried to catch up because I realized that I'm a little bit like even some of the words I use in Chinese are kind of outdated because it's like what I spoke before I moved here. And one time I was talking with my Chinese friends and I don't remember what exactly happened, but I, like my mind froze a bit, like I couldn't think of what I was saying, and then I said to her, "Oh, my mind 秀豆."
Yeah, 秀豆.
Okay, so to the audience who are not Chinese, 秀豆, you might not know what is 秀豆. 秀豆is a Chinese candy, and it's like a hard candy. Inside super sweet, but outside they have a coating of like a really sour coating. And so when you first eat it, you're like, have that sensation of super sour. And then once that coating is gone, you can taste the sweetness. So that experience of like, so sometimes in the past, people describe, oh, my man, I have a brain fart, or I couldn't think straight. You say, I got 秀豆. So like, a few months ago, I was like, oh, my brain got 秀豆, and my friends are like, what age are you living in? Like nobody uses that term anymore. And that suddenly I realized like it's so outdated. I need to keep it up with the modern pop culture. Although I'm living here, so I started to watch some like reality TV shows because people say that's the best way to learn the new way of singing of saying. So so I started to why we were talking about that again.
The Chinese
the Chinese songs and stuff, and also so through the shows, have you heard the show 披荆斩棘的哥哥?
Oh no, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not following those kinds.
Yeah, me either.
Take a lot of time though.
Take a lot of time. Like, that's the reason I didn't follow that in the first place too. But recently, I watched that. I was so impressed. It's a really amazing production, and also the music in there. A lot of really good music. So I started to dig into more like modern Chinese music. A lot of super creative, super great artists in China nowadays. Yeah, so I'm really like in the mission to try to find out more Chinese, like modern Chinese artists, because I'm super impressed, to be honest. Yeah. If you have time, you can watch that. It's really, really cool. I was like, I had a bias towards reality shows before. Now I realize it's my own like bias. It's actually it's really inspiring, and you can learn a lot from that too. 披荆斩棘的哥哥 called Call Me by the Fire. Google it. There's the English subtitle. It's really, really, really fun.
But sometimes it's very tricky though. You know, right now there's a trend to correct the way of the entertainment.
You mean where?
Yeah, in China right now, some kind of genre could be problem, like what is the wei niang, right? The girly boys, the wei niang.
Oh, wei niang, okay.
Yeah, so
feminine.
Feminine. The boys, the singers.
Yeah.
So it could be tricky sometimes if sometimes I guess some of them already been cancelled. Some of the shows you probably would like because you never know like what kind of stuff they don't like.
True.
Yeah.
It's especially mainstream media.
Yeah.
It's a lot of restrictions.
Never heard of that, but it was.
Have you heard of 乘风破浪的姐姐?
No, not brother sister.
Wow, you haven't?
No.
That was like super. Okay, Google it. Sisters who make waves. Because the last 2 months, I only started to watch those shows like 2 months ago. And it actually has something to do with the pandemic. Because before the pandemic, I feel like I never felt like I can belong anywhere. Like although my root is Chinese, but I feel like I can go like anywhere and I can fit in as long as it's not someplace super conservative, you know, or not open-minded. And but the pandemic, I feel part of the reason is you are like forced to stay at one place for so long, and also the Asian hates that's happening, and just made me. I never felt so connected with my roots, just like the last year or so, and I started to like want to see more like Chinese dance, you know. And then the show is also my way of like get more connected to like what's going on over there, you know. Because I feel like I've been out of the loop for too long, for like over 10 years. Just imagine that. So and those shows are like super popular there because those are the people who are in their mid-career, who all the people who join that show are entertainers who already been in the business for more than 10 years. Some of them like over 30 years, you know, and they join that show again to, you know, finish group together to put on a show every 2 weeks, and different challenges and stuff. And you see those artists like you probably
like a voice before, right?
No, like but it's different. It's more like, you know, how do I describe it? Not just voice. You dance and you can be creative. And
you have some people they turn around the chair.
No. All the people who joined the show already like really successful in their career. Like that's the fun part is you see those artists who you probably grew up watching, like Na Ying, Ningjing, those people who are doing the dance like most time are people who are like new artists are doing, and then they are still working super hard, challenge themselves and do things they never tried before, and it's just super inspiring to see that. And you really have to push yourself to a limit to put on a show like in such short period of time and stay out of a comfort zone. So yeah, so I suggest it. I recommend it.
But like what is your in your mind, what is your target audience you want
for myself?
Yeah, like if you grow very fast, grow very successful, like your audience big, you want to be more Chinese audience or like the Montreal audience or the international
audience? I feel like because right now.
But if that's the case, won't you like try more English songs? Or
I have English songs and like I have both. I write in both, but when I write it, I don't really think of, okay, I want to write this song in English. I want to write this song in Chinese. I don't really. think that. It's just when I want to express, if the language feels right to write in English, then I do that. If in Chinese is better, I write in Chinese. For example, my first EP, like solo EP, 6 songs, 5 out of them are English songs. Only one's in Chinese. But it's actually funny. My band, the other 2 guys are from Montreal. Well, one is from Lebanon, but moved here as a teenager. Another one is from Syria, but grew up here, you know. And the audience here are all like mostly just local audience. And in Vancouver, you know, there are a lot of Chinese people. So I never felt like my race. I never felt like a minority there. But after I moved here, like a lot of times, I'm the only Asian in the party, you know. So I've never been more aware of my ethnic background than before, and that makes me want to like connect to that part of me more. I didn't even realize that until we started to, you know, making the music. It's electronic music, and it is it's not like a lot of Chinese elements in the music part, but I just felt more natural to write in Mandarin Chinese, you know. And my other projects, I feel like I want to write more in English. The music fits that more somehow. It's hard to really like rationalize it because.
But the last time you shared a link, like there's a singer already here. I don't remember the name. He got the album, one of your songs in his album, right? That's in Chinese.
Oh,
it's like a
Burning in the Sun. Yeah, that's a
Burning in the
Chinese
Sun.
song. Yeah. That's for his album. He's in my band too, but he released his own album, like all electronic music, and featured different several artists on top of his own films. Okay. So that's one of the songs.
I will put that link as well in the description of the video.
Sounds good.
So I have the same kind of choice I have to make. It's the same like this kind of interview, this show Eat with the Owner. Like we speak much better Chinese than English. So sometimes I have I guess the second or the sixth episodes like with a Chinese guy. So we kind of the same situation like us, like this one. So some people, especially Chinese friends here, they recommend to have the conversation in Chinese.
And have English subtitle underneath.
That's why I always keep it, even we don't speak perfect English, but it's good to be in a single language instead of some episodes in Chinese, some episodes in English. So kind of for me, it's ideas. It's not like you speak perfect English or not. It's to share the stories. So I want to keep it consistent. So all my all these shows will be English, even we speak perfect Mandarin. But music could be different thing. But
music could be different.
It's for me like this 10th episode. We will have another one later on, and will be always in English. Even some we will have another Chinese guest. They live in Montreal or something, but we will continue with English. So
that makes sense.
So for us, probably the audience will be anybody who speaks English or understands English. So
that makes sense. Your logic makes sense to me.
A lot of people recommend us like Chinese. But it's the audience. Our audience will be anybody who's interested with the life. At least we share the life in Montreal. If you share the life in Montreal, ideally it would be French, right? But how much French do you speak? Almost zero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. I really want to learn. So hopefully next time we talk, it's more than zero.
But are you signed up? Have you signed up with any French program to a learning program? Or?
No, I use 2 apps on the phone to learn so far. Do you have anything to recommend?
It's just actually I'm a total failure for that. I started more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I
How's your French now?
If 10 is the total total score, I probably can have 0.1. Not even level 1. I guess level 0.5 maybe.
Oh, no. Okay.
But I can read some. Like if I receive
you read better than speak.
Yeah, I can read and guess. So if I see a letter in French, a mail in French, I probably can figure out what's going on without Google translation.
Okay.
So it's and also I can, if I need help, probably I can express it with my own French.
Oh, okay.
So I spend.
You can ask for help in French.
Yeah.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time. At the beginning, I use the Rocket French. The Rocket French is you learn French in English.
Okay.
Yeah, and Rocket French, it's like 400 pages, some kind of stuff from the very beginning to the intermediate. Okay. So I was finished maybe out of the 400 pages. I follow that steps. 200 pages. Okay. And then at the beginning, very easy pronunciation, the words. But then on the second half will be very difficult. You need to spend more time on so I gave up. And then I restart again with another material called the Rosette Stone.
Oh, yeah.
And also,
I have that
too, the same thing. When it got to reach the difficult part, I gave up. I started the third one. Sometimes it's called Living French. I guess Living French or Living Language to learn French.
Is it a program or an app?
It's a book. It's a book. And also it's Reflet. Reflet is a video from French. It's very classic. Okay. It's like a lot of people. It's an old time, like 10. That series of videos, French learning videos from France. It was popular more than 20 years ago. That time, YouTube was not popular, so people using that video to learn French. Okay. It's called the Reflet. The Reflet was, I learned the basic as well. As soon as I reached the difficult part, I kind of give up and just forget about it. Okay. So,
well, there's a pattern.
Yeah. So my pronunciation is fine, to be honest. Okay. All the how to pronounce and the basic words, I get the good foundation, but never build anything on the foundation.
You're actually at a good position to learn because you meet a lot of people here, a lot, right? So once you get over that foundation part, and then you can have more conversation, then that's a perfect environment for you to learn.
Actually, 10 years ago, I was really serious because my daughter, she's 8, almost 9. Okay. That's my target at that time was before we had a baby. I told myself to be ready in French so I could teach her in French when she was growing up. She grew up, but it did not happen. And then
probably right now she's going to teach you French.
Yeah, she's a lot better. She's like her first language is French right now. She speaks perfect French and the English. The Mandarin is the third. Yeah, so it's
interesting.
I set out to teach myself French to prepare myself to be a French daddy.
It's still not too late. Yeah, she's in elementary school now. If you learn now, you can help her with schoolwork in French.
For the mathematics, whatever, I probably can figure out something.
True.
But it's not easy with the business I have and then everything else.
Right.
And the English will be a little bit my tool. And, I still improve a lot. Like in the pandemic, for me, my Chinese is good enough, so I did not spend time on learning Chinese.
Of course.
So during the pandemic, it's perfect time for me to improve my English. I learned a lot of maybe 100,000 hours of English. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Me too. Yeah.
So that's how I improve my English even today. So so for me, that's why I never follow those kind of TV shows in Chinese. Right. Because for me, the life is here. The business is here. My whole career or whatever is here. So I don't feel the need to improve my English anymore. So English will be and French later on, but just don't have that much time yet. French,
to learn a language like that is really takes like consistency and commitment. If you don't have such big like needs, immediate needs to do, it hurts. Yeah.
But you said it's really interesting. You feel like minority here, but I never felt minority in 15 years here.
To be honest, I don't feel like a minority like emotionally, but I could feel I am a Chinese like before in Vancouver. Because there are so many
it could
Asian
be the
people.
stage thing. It could be the stage. Sometimes you spend long. I
don't know.
I'm from countryside. The first years in the city, in Tianjin, the first time being a big city from countryside, from rural area, I feel like I'm like from the countryside.
Okay.
I'm self-conscious about like people next to me. They are like city people. I'm the urban people. I'm from the rural.
Okay.
So
it's kind of hard to it's hard to explain. Also because I study music therapy, you know, and in music therapy you talk a lot about how your own identity. How,
exactly. So
so that makes me be more aware of my identity too. Because before I always felt like, oh, it doesn't matter where you're from, you know. It's like for example, when I make friends, I never say, okay, I don't see their if they are there. I didn't really see their color. But well, if we really talk about it, it can be a really deep like a topic.
Exactly.
It can be a really deep topic.
The therapy thing is you have to communicate to understand people. So even the language skill will be even more demanded, more required.
Yeah, but it's more than just the language, though. The thing is, when you are a therapist and your clients can be from all kind of background, and they might have a perception of who you are. They might, you know, depending on their upbringing, their background and stuff. And so you need to be aware of that as a factor. And also, you also need to be aware of how your culture actually affects your identity. And then before, I didn't really think that much about it because I didn't think it would be a problem. But when you really dig back, of course, all of your experience, like we are the product of our history, you know. So, and we are also the limitation of our own experience, you know. So learning music therapy, like kind of pushed me to, like, require me to really think about that all the time. And thinking about that make me make me more aware of my own ethnic background too. And I actually feel really comfortable here. I feel more at home in Montreal than in Vancouver because I feel the culture, the energy here is more suitable for me. That's the reason why I moved here in the first place, you know, from Vancouver. But from being in Vancouver, in Montreal, that kind of make me start to think about what my roots does to me as a person, as an artist. I should start to think about that more, you know, and also. The pandemic does a lot, to be honest. But before, I don't know about you. I'm somebody who really rarely feel lonely, or homesick. I almost never feel homesick. 13 years here now, because I feel so easy to talk with your family, with your friends online.
You're kind of homesick with this lockdown thing.
I never, but until recent the second part of the lockdown, when you feel like before, maybe you don't go back to China so often, but if you want, you can just jump on a plane.
Okay. Now
I really feel like it's hard. And at my age, my parents are getting older. They gave birth to me when they're older already, you know. So my dad is turned 70 this year. My mom is 69. And
that's still young. My dad is 75 already. My dad is 75.
Yeah, are they here or in China?
No, it's still in the village.
Oh, okay, I see. Don't you worry about their health and
You're the only child. You are
I'm the only child.
Yeah, because you live in the city. We live in the village. We don't follow rules.
How many brothers sisters?
Yeah, the one child policy failed completely in the village, in the rural area. Yeah. I have two older brothers, so I'm the third one.
Oh, okay.
I'm the third one, the last one. But I was born in 1979 July. So my mom was already pregnant 6 months with me, like when the policy was started.
Okay.
So when the policy, I'm the last one, but she was supposed to be stopping having baby.
6 months.
So she was already 6 months. So I was born like allowed. So we did not get any fine. So but the kids, like my buddies, if they are 1 year younger than me, and their parents get a lot of trouble. So they got a lot of fine by the government. But even though they don't give they did not give them, so they always want a boy.
Hide their kids when the people
in the village,
officials come to the village to check.
This very
like they hide their
kids. They need to hide. They need to they destroy your house. It's very very brutal. But the people, they did not have any belongings. They did not have much to be held. So they just, we don't care. There's no family had only one child. There's in our whole village. They all like it's called a guerrilla fight. They did not have their own home. Even their home did not worth much. If you destroy the house, you destroy the house worth nothing. So they just went to their relatives, like you said, the hiding. They went to hiding. So it's a guerrilla fight. It's but nobody on our village, no family has only one. Only one. So I have two other. So we have three. And even my older brother is the year of mouth, right? He had 4 kids.
What?
Yeah, he had 4.
Wow.
He had 4. Yeah, so the totally failure there. In the city, because the city your parents have job in the university, in the school, and then engineer. If you don't follow the rule, and you lose job for 100%. So it's very strict. If you
really strict.
If you're from city, you 99% chance you are the only child.
You know, I so envy people who have brothers and sisters. I always want to have a younger brother.
Exactly.
And
I have we fight with 3 brothers. We always fight, physical fights. So that's the time. Like it's a really big problem right now for the population, the structure.
My generation.
Even too, when you're still single, right? Or you married?
I have a boyfriend.
Your boyfriend. So like imagine like you have the people my age. I would be the cutoff time. So the 42 already 79, 42. So my generation, people in the city already is 1 child, and then they have kids 10 years ago by average, right? And then like 2 single kids, they have 1 single child again. So that's in the last 40 years. So the new kids, new babies, much less. Very few of them. It's very crazy. In the city, it's very very strict, but in the countryside, they just could not enforce. They tried. They did a lot of damage. A lot of damage.
You know, there's a documentary called One Child Nation.
Policy,
One Child Nation, And
I did not see that, but it's real. In the city, it's easy.
Really brutal.
In the city, it's very easy because you have job, you relax. But in the countryside, as long as you have some rice, you can live on the rice. And even you go to a strange place, the village you don't know, the people will give you some food because you had no meal, but you have like rice. You know, people just give you some rice, you live on. And the most important thing is you have an extra kid, especially a boy. So the reason my older brother, he has 4 because all first 3 kids are girls.
That's a real thing. Like in China, like because especially in the village, like you said, you need
the people working,
guys who physically strong. So like that's
my my aunt. She's my 2 aunts. They are the young sisters of my father. Each of them have 3. They all get fined a lot. They got fined. They got fined. No, they give you fine. They ask you to pay like 10,000 or 20,000 that time. And also.
Isn't that impossible to get that amount of money back then?
It depends, like as much as they can squeeze from you.
Okay.
Yeah. So and also they are kind of they threatened to demolish your house, and so they came to live out because it's 娘家, the wife's parents.
Yeah,
so they come to bother the wife's parents' houses. So they came to us.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the local authority, they came to our place to say,
wow.
if you don't ask them, doing this, you will be in trouble. Yeah. It's happening everywhere. When I was a child, because the oldest girl, my Dagu, the old aunt, is the same year I was born. So she was only like a few months, 2 or 3 months younger than me, same year. But so the first
your old aunt is like your sister.
Yeah. So and then there's another girl, and she's supposed to be fined, and then the last one is a boy. So both of the 3 kids, the other 2, the younger 2 kids, they all get fined, and then they were
they cannot hide them. They couldn't hide them.
They were even my older aunts. They were like they were from different villages, so they hide to us to come to our village to hide.
But they still got fined.
Yeah, because they know where you live. So, but it's
so brutal.
No, that's not the worst part. Worst part is the forced sterilization. I think
that film is about that.
It's all our neighbors, like the aunts, like because I was 5, 7, 10. Yeah. The neighbors, like my neighbor, both sides, like when they get the second kid, somehow if they got caught, they're gonna be forced to the sterilization.
I think that film, I haven't watched that film yet, but I watched the trailer of it. A big part of it is that, like, the filmmaker, she studied filmmaking in the US, and then she went back to China to her own village, and then interviewed the
It would be forbidden, though. That would be forbidden.
It's fun. I think she's got into a lot of trouble.
For those. Yeah, because you do the like documentary like this, the government will be.
It's banned in China for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So you will be censored, not censored. You will be punished by you cannot enter the country and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So be careful. We don't talk about this.
Yes, but they interviewed the doctor, like the nurse back then, who did the operation, and then she felt like really, really traumatized by that experience. Like she felt so guilty of all the things she did. Yeah.
The people living in city, they did not know a lot of stuff. So I saw a lot of first-hand stories. Saw my neighbors, our neighbors. But people understood, all the people understood that, okay, it's,
it is what it is.
Yeah, we have too many people.
Yeah.
It's, but back to the homesick thing.
Homesick thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know you are the only child, you have this issue. It would be a dilemma for a lot of Chinese immigrants. For especially the only child, you will have this, like, I would say you have this problem like in 10 years, because they probably will push you get married, have kids.
That's okay. For a lot of people of my age, they will face that. But I'm lucky my parents are kind of give up.
Maybe open-minded.
Yeah, more open-minded, true.
And also, especially like when I'm facing this a little bit problem, the health issues of the parents, or like especially when they're in 80s, like you will see, you want to move them to move them here to live together, or you want to go back to take care of them. That would be that's the reality for a lot of Chinese immigrants. But fortunately for me, it's not that bad, because I have 2 older brothers. They live.
That's really lucky.
Yeah. So still, my father and mother, their body was totally in bad condition from the hard labor, the hard working when they were young.
Okay.
So already they can never travel on airplane. On the train, fine, but airplane, they have pain everywhere.
Oh, right.
So it's kind of sacrifice of the whole life, their whole life to feed the family, to feed the country also.
Yeah, true.
the people in the city 30, 40 years ago, they had nothing to eat. So all the crops we grow, and a lot of them were used to feed the people living in the city.
Yeah. True.
So but it's reality. It's every family facing this, like especially you are the only child. You probably the options you move them here, or you go back.
My ideal ideal situation would be like one day I can be mobile, like in my work, to just I don't need to be location dependent, so that if my parents got sick, I can go there to take care of them while working at the same time, to be with them and while work in the same time, and that's my ideal. But that takes time to build, like a career like that. But it's more and more. Actually, the pandemic makes it a little bit more closer to a reality. Like for the last year, since last October, when I do music therapy, my internship in music therapy were all online. So I do music therapy, just do sessions over, like I have my instrument and then just over Zoom. And before that, it was when I first got into the program to study music therapy. Like I always have this fantasy, like one day I can do that, like to people all over the different places. And my professor was like, well, is there a lot of ethical issues can happen, like privacy and this and that, might not be
that could
possible.
Be issue though.
It could be issue, but then the pandemic happened. At first they were like, oh, so we'll just wait until the pandemic is over so you can continue your internship like in person. And then it turns out it's not gonna be.
It still will be an issue. I won't feel comfortable because technically anything happened on the Zoom is recorded.
But that's when like Zoom had settings for different privacy.
But still on the server will be saved. It will be stored on the server.
Then we will have agreements.
A lot of time they have the policy, the agreements in protect your but in reality it's not.
Well,
you will be saved somewhere, but it only takes some people. They just this guy said something crazy.
But if you think that way, that's true. Like anything can be.
That's true like though. That's why some stuff you don't talk over you don't do over on the remote sessions. It could be tricky. It's very rare, but it's technically it's there. Even like they say the cell phone, you turn off the cell phone, it's not really turned off, and they can like the Apple or Apple phones. You said turn off the Apple phone, but still it's on. They can do the recording on the voice, video, everything without you knowing.
True, the AI is there all the time. Like that's, but the thing is, that's how you.
Right now you don't have choice. Right now you don't have choice.
Like the crazy thing. One time I was my phone was here. I was talking to my friends about booking a ticket to somewhere, and right after my phone pushed me like advertisement of that.
Exactly, everything is
things like that. But how are you gonna deal with that? That's the thing.
But your like a therapy thing, it's very private. So that would be the last kind of work will be done through Zoom. Other things is okay. You talk to give a speech, a class. It's fine. It's not very confidential. But if like the doctor-patient relationship or the lawyer and the client, that's kind of the client privilege thing. So that would be really, really tricky.
Then that's just the people who are comfortable with it would do it.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I would never do that, to be honest.
Okay. Even to myself, I'm giving therapy like for a year on Zoom to so many people. And my own therapy, I have a therapist too, but just for like a psychologist. And she's like, I only started seeing therapists in the pandemic, so I never do face-to-face like therapy before, and it was great. Like to me, it's really
actually the music therapy and the music you are doing, they are two totally different things, right? That the music therapy and the songs you are producing, composing, they're totally different things.
Those are two different careers.
Yeah, I know. But which one you want to do at the end? Or
I want to do both at the same time. I want to have a parallel career because they are really different.
That would be tricky because for me, I think my idea it's all the artists. The artists, like for me, is crazy people. You have to be crazy to be successful in it. No, seriously, like the artist, it's the mind. You have to, the successful artist or something, they have to produce ahead of this generation, ahead of the time. So they have, all these people, for me, a lot of them, not 100%, a lot of them, they're really crazy because they have to think very, very different. Their mind is wired differently. So their ideas they want to express, really they were ahead of the other people. That makes them stand out. It's not technical things that everybody can play beautifully, everything by practicing. But it's the people's mind, those people, their behavior was really ahead of everybody else. That's make them stand out. Like Lady Gaga, she's crazy. She also, like her experience when she was young, and Heath Ledger, he's perfect for the Joker, like Heath Ledger in the Brokeback Mountain. So that guy had a lot of heroin like stuff. He was crazy by himself, and then he can play the role. Sometimes they are playing themselves. They're crazy experience of the world. So their craziness make them stand out a lot. So that's the
to me. That's a myth. To me, that's a myth. That's like what from outside it seems like that, but I don't think it's the reality. We all have crazy side. We all have creative side. The artists who really make it, they only crazy cannot make it.
No, I know they have. You have to have combination.
You have to have that.
Yeah, exactly.
And not just a skill too. You have to be really. You have to, for arts to make it. You need to be good at it. You need to be really talented. That is like the entrance level. That's the prerequisites. But to really make it, you need to be really hardworking, really resilient, really like you. To be artist, you're already sensitive, right? But you need to be strong at the same time because as a sensitive person, you also need to face a lot of obstacles. So you have to be that, and you also have to be your own promoter. You have to really learn how to sell yourself too.
Exactly.
And you have to be you also have to be really consistent. So to be able to be really successful, you have to the crazy part. You need to be able to channel that crazy part in a healthy way to be able to make arts.
Sometimes a lot of them extremely successful artists. They are always standing on the edge of the cliff. Like I was told I never tried anything, even marijuana. But the people they had the drugs or something, they can see different world. That's not real world, but they see different world. It's in their fantasy, but they can use that kind of stuff to be incorporated in their work. And all these people, they really see different world. Like if you like traditional or like they follow the rules or something, your stuff already, the other people already did that already done that. Like there's a comedian like what is that called from England? It's called Russell Brand. Russell Brand was in 2010 or something. The Hollywood movie Get Him to the Greek. It's amazing. So on the top of like he was so famous in the Hollywood, like that movie like Get Him to the Greek. Yeah, it's amazing. Like that guy, it's crazy. It's the top of the top.
Talented,
But right after that, he just quit the movie industry. He was having what is that? He was against the Hollywood business, whatever. He was rebellious. He just quit it and he started his own like activist as like an arcanist. And he has right now he has a very like popular YouTube channel, like almost 4 million. Yeah, he's almost 4 million subscribers, and the Joe Rogan as well. Those kind of crazy people.
But I don't think they're crazy. I think because they are not crazy, that's why they say the things that they realize. Okay, this machine, Hollywood machine, is not me. I get out.
I mean, they're not mainstream, and then
they get out, and then they can make a career in their own way. You know, if you're really crazy, you won't be able to put down what you think.
Yeah, it's not mainstream. But they're the successful ones. But the what is the hedge, the Joker, the play, the Rose.
Had the Ledger.
Yeah, has the Ledger.
But
he committed suicide, and also the Robin Williams.
Not suicide. Okay, that's a.
The Robin Williams suicide.
I think this is a good conversation to have.
Yeah.
I think that's has a lot of misconception of mental health. Yeah. And to like being artists, like mental health. A lot of people have mental health issues, not just artists, right? But people like to connect those two as if like you are creative and you are crazy and you are not stable, and then I think that is in a lot of cases a misconception. And first of all, in the entertainment industry at their level, like Robbie Williams, their level is so stressful, so super stressful. And in Robbie Williams' situation, he was also started to have what disease, dementia, or what is called Alzheimer's disease. So he started to have Alzheimer's disease. That is like really 老年痴呆没错。Yeah, and also he is battling with alcoholism, all his
and the divorces. Yeah.
By that time, I think he was living with his wife at that time. But that was like so hard for anybody. I don't think this arts, the creative side, killed him. It's just a bad disease and addiction and all those things all together killed him. There are so many other people who are not artists have the same issue, kill themselves, but we don't hear about it. We don't know about it, you know. And for Heath Ledger, it's not suicide; it's overdose.
Yeah, overdose.
Yeah, overdose, and it's accident. So that shows the he's addicted to drug, right? And then that is his coping mechanism. It's just very unfortunate. He used drugs to cope, you know, and but that just shows how much pressure, stress he had to deal with his life, and he didn't think he would be overdosed, because a lot of people do drugs. It's unfortunate, like do hard drugs like marijuana, and those are healthy drugs, but like hard drugs, and not just artists do that too. A lot of people like in like a normal life, they do that too. But we look at the people who are public figures, and at the same, so I think so that's why I feel like for as an artist is it's a private, yeah.
You have to be. I'm saying it's crazy, but I'm not meaning it's a bad word. It's a great word.
You know, it's like a genius kind of crazy.
Yeah,
that's what you mean. I know what that's what you mean.
It's a good way. It's a good. You have to be crazy for me. It's it's a good. You have to stand out. Like, Another question.
I got what you mean.
Another question I want you like. Do you like comedian? That the comedian side of some artists like they all like not traditional. Like a lot of artists they like comedian, like comedian, like jokes, everything, stand up comedian.
Okay.
So like some more traditional, like conservative side. Like what kind of you have crazy ideas, or you like let's do the more like conservative on the spectrum of the
arts part?
Yeah, on the art. Some people just have crazy ideas.
Oh, I don't. I'm not conservative at all. I would say like I'm the opposite of conservative. But to me, the art is just that like you can only be yourself, and the thing that's if I'm sure those people who seems like have crazy ideas, they don't think they are crazy. That's just how they express themselves. Yeah. That's what they feel most right, you know. So for me,
You're not crazy.
Maybe some people think I'm crazy. Like my old friends who like my psychology years, they think I'm crazy to quit like whatever I was doing right now to pursue what I'm doing right now. But to me, it's completely normal, you know, and also it's not up to me to say if my work is crazy or not. No, like other people, for other people
have to think free. Sometimes you have the free mind. Mm-hmm. Some people they whatever they like they do it. You know, whatever they want to say they say it. Mm-hmm. You know, that kind of.
I think I have that side for sure. Yeah, I have that side for like whatever all my arts like are just like my emotions, my observations, my like. I started writing songs to as a therapy to myself, you know, and even right now I still do that. I have like it just like need to express like in use this way. Like people have different ways to express themselves, and my way is just through music and through like writing and stuff and the things I like is not extremely like crazy in people's mind, but I want to be doing things that is not something like you listen and then you say, oh, I heard this before. I don't want to do that, you know. I want to do things like are unique, like nobody. The sounds are different from like. But I also don't want to be different for the sake of being different. It's still like the things like really speak to me, and in the way of execute that, I try to avoid like cliche or things like that. Yeah.
So also, what is the genre of your music?
Pretty indie. I would say alternative. A bit. Some jazz in it. I studied jazz for a year.
What is that grime right now? What is the grime or grime?
Oh, grime, yeah. Elon Musk's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, it's a genre as well. It's a fast electric thing, or
it's like electro. I would say that's like indie electronic, like electronic.
And it's super fast, right? It's kind of how many beats?
To be honest, if I only listen to some of her music, so I'm not expert in her music, so I don't want to say things like I'm not like I know so much about.
You're on the electric as well, right?
Electric, yeah. Like my band is electronic music. The producer in my band, guitar player, she's electronic musician, but we all love classical rock, and we all love like for me. I like folk music, also pop too. Growing up, you know, and I really like the '60s music, '60s music in the West, and also my upbringing like Zhu Zheqin, you know, like a lot of Chinese artists too, because my mom loves music, so I growing up listen to a lot of cassette tapes of different. Cai Qin
is very. It's country. Look like more soul country. Right?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, Cai Qin, Qi Qin, Qi Yu. Who else? Lin Yilian. So those.
Do you like the sound of Beyond?
Beyond, yeah.
Beyond is still the best band ever in Chinese language.
Yeah, Beyond's. You know Beyond's.
Beyond.
The Huang Guanzhong from Beyond. He's in the show I talked about.
Really?
Brother,
brother of the Huang Jiaju.
Not brother of Huang.
Huang Guanzhong. Who is
Huang Guanzhong? Is the guitar player
of the Beyond.
Of Beyond, yeah.
Okay.
There's another member who's the brother of Huang Jiaju. Yeah, they are like not in the good relationship right now. Yeah, but he's in the show. He's in the
乘风破浪的姐姐哥哥。
乘风破浪。What is the 乘风破浪？披荆斩棘的哥哥。He's in that show, you see.
Yeah. And Beyond is really crazy.
Beyond is amazing.
But I made up the theory or not. But like the computer, they can make some the music really amazing because like. physically you cannot have like 8 beats or something per second, but the computer they can make 32 beats. Would that be much better than people's composing, people's playing? I think would be much better. They give you more variation of tones. They can split like 1 second into like 32 beats. So that would be much better.
I think it's great, and that is great. But people, it's great too. Some people were like, right now, yeah. People were like, okay, right now there's AI can produce music now.
Yeah, exactly. So it would be much better than the people. If you split a second into 32 beats, and you have so many choices, they can make up sound people can never make.
True.
So that would be the music to your ears. That would be the ultimate music.
That can be a new genre of AI music. Yeah. But that can still not replace the music people do.
But could be really appeasing your sense. Could be really addictive. Like you eating your candy chocolate every day. Instead of rice, you're eating the chocolate.
Yeah, true. I agree. That is like another choice for you. Yeah. You know,
is that happening, or do we know any song made of that? Any music?
Yeah, there are. They have like.
They just tickle your brain all the time, like crazy, like.
And then they tickle your brain all the time enough, you will start to longing for more simple like things, you know. So I think it can coexist. In my opinion, I don't think it's a threat.
That could be a therapy, music therapy.
You can use that, you know, why not? If you can use AI to help with therapy, why not? That's whatever helps, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy because
it is crazy, yeah.
Because when you play drums and you can play right now, how fast people can 8 beats, right, or 4 beats every second.
Okay.
Because it's depending on the drum, right?
Okay, yeah.
The bass drum, and if they can do 32, and think about that.
Yeah.
It would be really crazy.
That would be
it's like a drug.
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
It looks like a heroin or cocaine.
I haven't heard it yet, but I can totally imagine.
Yeah.
I can totally imagine how like a game changer that can be.
Yeah. I like that stuff. Because the computer could be really crazy. 32 beats. Next time will be 64 beats.
Yeah.
Every second they can have different tones, 64 different tones. That maybe probably people's ear cannot differentiate. Maybe.
Who knows?
But it would be crazy, like one split second of this tone, and then the next one be like this. And
that's actually. I feel like that's actually a good thing. That's opened up more possibilities, you know, and I have a friend who are a musician she studies AI in university, and she's actually she works in a company in Shenzhen AI company to like work on things like that, using AI to produce music and stuff. And she still writes her own music. She still does her own like in a traditional way. Yeah, so it is like a totally different like a possibility. To be honest, you really cannot predict 10 years later what life is like. You know, it is quite crazy. I remember when I was like a teenager, when I was like in middle school, I watched like one program on TV where there's a artist, Hong Kong artist Liang Youqi. She was in Japan, and at that time that's pre-smartphone age, you know, and then she has fans on the street recognize her and ask her to take a photo, and they were using their phone to take a photo. Back then, like that was something really new, and then Liang Qi was like, wow, this is so cool, they are taking a photo with their phone. That was just like not even like a bit over 20 years ago. Right now it's just like, you know, it's life change. So and I remember when I was a kid, like in sci-fi movies, they have like the future world. They have on the big fridge, there's like buttons and like screens on the fridge. And then we were like, oh wow, that's like a future. It's so amazing. And then right now it's reality. Yeah, so really, really hard to imagine what life is like 20 years, and I mean 10, even 5 years later. It's so hard to predict, you know. So. we talk so much. I feel like the food got cold
Oh yeah,
already.
it's cold, yeah.
So how about you? How what's your story? Like how you said you are not a chef, but you own this restaurant. Like what brought you here?
It's an experience, experiment. I want to have my ideas to have a restaurant business. Like I focus more on how to manage it, how the experience in the front, and how to for the customers, like we call front of house, to manage it. But now we are not doing very well there. But in the kitchen,
what is it? Front
of the house, back of the house.
Okay,
the front and the back means it means the management in the dining room, and then the kitchen will be called back. I guess it's the terms they use in the restaurant business.
Okay.
So it's like I wanted to have some to use my own ideas to manage it better, but it's still progressing. So
how do you describe your own idea of like what's the difference of your own idea and the traditional way of manage?
It's still the same. Just I just like I'm more detail oriented. So I thought I could do better, but in reality maybe do the same. Not better. It's kind of live on. It's not we are not successful. We are not. But try.
Your restaurant. Yeah. To be honest, your restaurant is my favorite Chinese restaurant in Montreal.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
A lot of it's still a lot of especially among the Chinese customers, they are not very because we don't have the crazy like a big item, like a big dish, like the dish really huge and expensive and looking great.
What kind of?
Like 烤鱼 or some other big one, expensive one.
Okay.
So we call it 家常. For us it's kind of ordinary dishes.
Okay.
So it's they're not impressed at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess expectations.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to cook 家常菜 like right.
Yeah.
Because it tastes like what I remembered. It tastes really authentic.
It's about people's expectations. Some people expect your Chinese restaurant you have the I call the big items.
Like a
lobster. It's the 特色菜, big like specialty.
Okay.
That's like one dish costs you $40, $50, and then you can take picture. Oh, this one has only here. This restaurant has this special dish.
Okay.
We're not following that route, so it's not attractive. For a lot of customers, they say, you just regular. I can cook this at home. It's
really? Okay.
Serious, yeah.
Those customers too picky, but you see all those attention you get for your restaurant. What do you think the reason?
No, that's just being lucky because I write the comments for each item on our website, restaurant website. That's been 7 years ago.
Okay.
So right after because I work in IT, I always have a online menu for the website for the restaurant. So I wrote comments for each of them being there 7 years.
Okay.
And then Twitter made us a little bit recognized by a lot of media.
Oh, so it's based on the way you write.
It's the comments. Every item on the online menu. Yeah.
Okay.
And I wrote, this one is not my favorite. I don't like this one.
Okay, right.
Because I was outside of the restaurant business.
You are really honest about that.
Yeah, exactly.
In a funny way too.
The comments. For me, I always that's why I asked you about the comedy too. Like the comedian, I really like the comedian, like Robin Williams. His movie, I did not. The Good Morning Vietnam was classic, whatever. But I was not following movie that time. But most impressive things he did is a comedian, stand-up comedian.
Yeah, his stand-up.
Yeah, I like Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. All those I watch a lot of the gigs on the YouTube. That's why. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the
I like that too. Yeah.
That's why I see sometimes you are a little bit traditional artist or a little bit crazy artist.
Oh, okay.
If you're not serious about a lot of things, so you can write about some stuff maybe offensive. That's why sometimes I ask you if you focus a lot on Chinese. If you express yourself in Chinese language, one day you will be banned. You could be banned, right? You could be banned.
Well, but it doesn't have to be Chinese market.
Yeah. Sometimes if you are too free, like sometimes people like they don't want to be contained. The artist people, they don't want to be contained. But if you,
of course,
if you want to be totally free and you just write about, you express yourself, whatever you feel like at the moment. But if you always in your back of mind, okay, they think I cannot touch, they think I cannot touch, you are not real free. The time, that's why I admire some people. They're really crazy. They said something or did something really crazy. They just care about doing or saying. So that kind of is it's the real, sometimes the
true artist.
Yeah, the artist, the free, because they just, there's no right or wrong. Is because we got God view.
No boundaries.
Yeah, the God's view. The God view means like you up in the sky, you are the God. You see, oh, you are judging. Oh, what you are saying is right or wrong. In reality, there's no such a thing. There's no God watching, saying like, you should not say this, you should not do this. That's the thing. Is whatever you, even you said 1 + 1 = 3, you have the right to say 1 + 3, but just nobody give you a damn. Nobody gonna. Some people don't want to be a friend with you. But there's another crazy guy. He did not know 1 + 1 = what, and he can be your friend. That's why I have friends. It's fine, they can point to you wrong. Why do you say 1 + 1 = 3? Why are you saying that? They can point, they criticize, but you are supposed to be able to say it, even it's wrong. It's crazy. That's the spirit of free thinking. Even nobody is God. Nobody makes sure. Okay, I'm saying it's wrong. It's right. You cannot do. In your whole life, you cannot say I never lied, right? Even everybody, children, when you were young, you always lie. People, can I give some candy or some light up? Nobody can be that righteous, that's the. I could be artist.
Anybody, I really think anybody can be their own artist in their own field, in their own way. Like art, like
That's why sometimes I always want to say, if you're an artist, are you crazy?
Or you think differently?
At least you need to say, you should be able to say whatever you want to say. If you always have a line
in your arts,
if you have a square or something, boundaries, you draw. Okay, this one I cannot touch. This one I cannot touch. You are in your own prison.
Of course. But I think we are all in our own prison in a way, because once again, you are the limitation of your own experience. Even the free as free as a person, as free as you can. You are still a person.
Exactly. But still, it's like that's why I always say the art is the lubrication of the society. The society, like the economy, the everything is very, very what is that? Very, very reason based. 1 + 1 = 2. If you say 3, you are crazy. And then everything follows the logic. And with the mathematics, everything you fire a rocket, and then you have to calculate everything. That's the society. You do this. If you make good decision, you make money. Your business is successful. You make wrong decision, and you lose your business. You lose money, and your successful career. This is all logic. But the art is kind of the lubrication and for the society. So you always have people don't care about efficiency. The economy is efficiency. You have to like, for example, you produce some, like a car has to be very efficient to produce, but you bring the cost down and you make profit. But the art, they don't work like this. So art is just whatever you want. Like, I just draw this thing, I leave it here, nobody buys.
And also what you want,
exactly.
if you're artist, you just want to do arts, then the doing it is why you do it.
Exactly.
The doing it why you do it. It's not like having a restaurant is a business. You need to make money.
I need to calculate like how much we get today and the expense.
Exactly.
That's why I really like art. Art is very, very key component of the society that will help the society. You cannot have people all smart, all reasonable. You cannot reason all the time. If everybody is reasoning all the time, this this society is a failure. It will be so boring. People like robots. You know, I do this right. I gain something by doing this. That would be crazy. So that's why the art is so important. So some people, they do the crazy things, but it's fun. You know, it's fun. It help some people to smile. Help people to pass,
connect
to overcome the difficulties in hardship of their life.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's either through music, through jokes, through this comedian jokes, or through even some self-mocking. All the movies, all the special effects, something they admire, they're impressed, but just help them to pass their time, to help them to overcome the kind of really bad day.
Make you feel like you're not alone. Make you feel that somebody can get it too, and also makes you feel like life is not just
exactly.
that.
Sometimes we watch people like seeing people miserable. Oh, my is not so miserable.
Exactly. That's right. Like that's
it's kind
really
of
true.
Psychology as well.
Like, exactly. Like for me, when I feel sad, when I feel down, I don't like to listen to happy music because I feel like so weird. Like I like to listen to sad music because I feel like, oh, so this artist admire also been through this, so I feel connected to that.
That's why the Instagram is bad, WeChat is bad, because they all share the pretty life they have, and they make you feel bad. And
exactly.
They're on yachts, or they are travel, they are on mountain, they are in mountains, they're on the national park, they're riding bicycle, they're paddling the kayaks, and then they had a beautiful life, beautiful smile, everybody amazing, and they even use a filter to make them look prettier, and then look at your own life.
Very unhealthy.
Yeah, it's very unhealthy. People compare, and it's by nature. It's a habit. You can. So it's a lot of times social media everybody posts a really nice picture. That's why I want to do the opposite. Like they show everything. We don't edit.
Not filtered.
Not filtered. Not we show. If I'm not doing well, I'm just a regular guy, ordinary. They'll say, "Oh, this guy it's not bad. It's not easy as well." So make them life even feel a little bit better.
They can relate to you, relatable.
If you pretend to show them very nice, oh, we have a successful restaurant, but in reality we're not. And we pretend to have a really successful restaurant, and they make people like saying, "Oh, I'm not doing well. My restaurant not doing well." So, look at on that, they are using on that, they are doing extremely well. But you don't want to make people feel bad. That's why sometimes you show but sometimes you don't need to pretend to be doing very bad as well. You just tell the truth.
You are just being authentic. That's what you're being. You're doing like this. You tell people you're doing like this. You're not pretending to be miserable.
Like we first met. I just met you 2 weeks ago in the restaurant, and we don't prepare what we talk about. First time we have a real talk.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking like this is the first real conversation we are having, and
as long as we don't talk about politics, we get banned from traveling back home. It's fine.
Yes.
Seriously, if
That's really that's really a thing.
We always no politics. That's everything else. No sex stuff. No porn. No race thing is fine. But the comedians,
they have to touch all.
They have to touch all this politics, sex, and race thing. Otherwise, there's no fun.
That is also why the cancel culture can be harmful. Because it makes you like you're so afraid of making mistakes. You're so worried about like being correct all the time. And
there's no fun.
There's no fun. And you just
live your life 80 years, very stable life. 80 years old, you turn off, you die. And you never did anything crazy. You never enjoyed life.
You're not being authentic. And you're like
there's no fun. Everybody following the rules. They are total lying. I'm supposed to do this at the age of 30. I'm not supposed to do that. And
that is so harmful.
I always say things correctly. That's really bad.
True.
And the problem is at the end of the day you always die. That either you are 70 years old, you die, or you are 80 years old, you die. And the technology make you die at 90 years old.
Or older.
It's still, it's...
But do you feel that's kind of freeing to know that you will die eventually, like regardless
That would be really good.
Kind of freeing to me. I feel like that's really freeing to know that I'll die one day.
Exactly. So, we make room for
and that's why I'm not so afraid of this life. It's
that's the best design by the whole system. Everybody dies. That's the best design, I think, because it's fair and also recycle. It's you don't live there forever to we have to eat animals sometimes. If you think that the animals they live by eating other animals, that's really cruel design. You live and a lot of pigs get killed, a lot of cows get killed. It's a lion lives, one lion, a lot of deers or a lot of those kind of rhinos or the buffaloes they died. It's bad design. It's really bad design. Really bad design.
Yeah, depends on how you look at it. Yeah.
If you are the buffalo, you will feel the world is really doomed. It's really evil design for the buffaloes.
Yeah. At the same time, if you're born a buffalo, then that's all you know. That's the expectation you have. Okay, that's my life. Then you won't feel so miserable. Like that's.
We're just part of the little puzzle, so it doesn't matter. In Chinese, they always say, if you think you are painful, like the pigs are most happy. Pigs really happy because they don't think.
They don't think.
No,
they don't really. Well,
they
think they don't think.
Actually, another time I was thinking the pig is really intelligent. You know
why they are actually intelligent?
Yeah, they're like the same level of the elephants. They're really intelligent. That they are intelligent because also that's why they live very filthy life. They live this very smelly. Because they see through already. They are smart enough to see through. We're gonna be slaughtered anyway. In 1 year, we will be killed. So why do I cooperate with you guys to keep clean and take shower and eat here and do the stuff here? And I do the stuff here. I lie down on it and then
I sleep there. I shit here. I eat here.
Exactly. So okay. I know I'm gonna die. You guys are gonna kill me. So I just kind of silent rebellious. It's the civil disobedient. It's that's why they're intelligent.
大智若愚.
Exactly.
Smart.
They kind of it's kind of a civil disobedience. It's I just enjoy my life, whatever.
You should write a play in the perspective of a pig. It's actually super smart.
They're super smart because, why do I care about how you feel? Because you guys are gonna kill me anyway. Sometimes the fast-feeding farms, they only 6 months they get killed. Sometimes in the countryside, 1 year or 2 years, maximum 1 year. They know you guys are bad guys. You feed me, but you want my meat, right? And then I just will do what I want, and I don't care about you like it or not. Actually, they are super smart. I think they are thinking every day. They're looking in your eyes. You guys feeding me today.
You think you?
Yeah, you're gonna have my meat. You want me to grow fast, get more this part is better taste, and then get more fatty. Okay, if you want me be more fatty and more lean or more fatty, you feed me different food. They figure out that already. That's why they're super intelligent.
I see a movie out of it. You should write the screenplay.
Just one day I was thinking about it. It's super smart because I had a lot of pigs. When I was
growing up.
Yeah, growing up. At least at one time, at least you have 2 or 3 pigs because you have leftover from the rice or the xifan, the congee, and you just put that in to feed the pigs.
Do you feel if you do you have emotionally attached to a pig?
For sure, I guess in our village, we have for example 20 families. Only one of the 20 family or the 10 family they rotate. This year, the Chinese New Year, 2 days before, only one of the family gonna kill the pig because they split the meat.
Oh.
And it's really brutal. We saw as young as you could be, 1, 2, 3, 4 years. You always see pigs get killed. And it's really brutal. And then, this year will be your family. Your one pig of your family they kill the pig. and it's really brutal. They stab you through the vein, and then they bleed out. There's a big basin like this, and then the blood for 1.5, that much blood. They just bleed them dead. And then they they boil the blood and with little bit starch or something. So they make that the 猪血. Yeah. So they made that. So I saw that all the time. It's really, that's why the pork here, they have blood in it, but in China the way, at least that time in the countryside, so it's more clean. So there's no blood in because they drink the blood.
They drink that when they kill them to begin with. Okay.
And they were like doing that because they just one step to the, I guess, the artery here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a basin or container just.
Was it traumatizing for you to watch as a kid? Especially if you are feel like it's a friend of you.
I think you don't feel the traumatizing. Maybe the way I'm thinking right now is already the result of traumatizing.
Oh yeah, I don't feel that's your PTSD.
Yeah, because maybe the way everybody was built, like the way you behave now, the way you think, maybe the result of everything you went through. So
yeah, for sure.
It's crazy, but the pigs, we had really bond to the pigs because for the kids, like we fed them everything, and we even go to the crop field, like sometimes the 野菜, we call the bad vegetables or something.
People don't eat.
Yeah, don't. So we get them, but we get with the poor basket, the broken basket, whatever, with a little sickle, whatever, the small knife to pick those kind of vegetables, the wild vegetables, to feed the pigs. But they are the treats. It's fresh, and they taste much better than all other stuff that pig ate. So it's treats. They like it a lot. So, but it took us a lot of time for the kids. It's the assignment from the parents. They forced us to do that. Yeah, they forced us to do that. So we did not want to do, but we had to because otherwise my dad will beat me. Seriously, I was beat like more than 20 times. Yeah, when I was a kid that time. So the pigs really like that. It's like you're eating chocolate.
So they especially like you guys because you are the ones who feed them the treats.
Yeah, feed them, and also another thing, the flea or how to say the 虱子 flea.
Flea.
Flea is
so,
probably flea. Yeah, but the pigs they have a lot of that. In the summer, you scratch them. Because it's itchy for them, but they cannot get it. So you as long as the first time you scratch their belly, they're gonna lie down.
Like a dog.
Yeah, seriously, the pigs they lie down there, and we will pick those fleas from them, and we kill a lot of them. It's gross, and it's very big, very big. It's like a rice grain that size.
I never seen such a big.
Yeah, it's a good bond. It's a good bond. So. So we got like every time you scratch anywhere, they will lie down. The head, the ears.
So it's almost really like a pet in a way for you.
They're very, very filthy, very dirty because this wet everything, all the things they muddle everything with the feces, whatever the things together. They're very much. But in the sunny day or sometime they dry, but there's still dry mud on their belly on their hair, but we did not care. So the kids, there's nothing dirty for us. So we just scratch anywhere they were gonna lie down, and then we do that. And really interesting for the kids. We did everything. It's not like right now the parents in the city they will say, "Oh, it's dirty, don't touch." But for us, we kiss the pigs. Yeah, we just the big pigs. We can kiss. Yeah, in the countryside, it's very wild.
Really cute
it's
to
very,
imagine.
Yeah, it's very wild. And what is that? When I guess in the grade 1, the first year in the junior high school, 初一的时候, the grade 1 junior high school, one of that year, the pig was killed for the village, I guess, for the few families, and I remember I was crying. I did not stay home, and it's really bad. But I was the only sensitive one. But other kids they don't care. I was the special one in the village. Yeah, it's very sensitive that time. I was sensitive.
The other kids didn't care.
Nobody cared. Actually, I did not care, but it's our own pig or something. That time, I read books a little bit. I guess that time, like, I was supposed to be a great student. Actually, I was, but other kids just, fighting every day.
You think more. You are more like sensitive.
And, even today, very sensitive. Like, it's like the way I read. I guess the junior and senior high school. I read a lot of classic literature. Novels. A lot of them. Okay. From British, French, and Russian, American. A lot of them. The Chinese translation. A lot of them. So it helped me a lot. So all the way. Great. Even I learned computer science, but I'm more on the, arts. On the. I like people's ideas. That's why when I came here, I watched the YouTube, like the stand-up comedian, those kind of stuff a lot. Even my English could not understand some of the jokes. But
those are good way to learn the language and culture too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I really appreciate a lot of the artists, the free thinking. But like as I said, the language thing, the Chinese language, at least right now, does not encourage that. You have a lot of lines to they call the red lines, a lot of red lines.
But you can still create. You don't have to publish it or whatever. But
you see you
can create it still.
If you create, don't publish. Sometimes it's only affect yourself. Sometimes
and you can also create in a way that it's hard for them to see. You can create in a hidden way.
It's it's really surprised me. Like in China we had a 吐槽大会. It's really amazing. But right now I guess they're a little bit in trouble as well.
Right. Okay.
Because it's a boundary.
Yeah.
But it was really amazing. I did not, because in the United States they have roast, right?
Yeah.
All the big stars, they roast each other.
Yeah.
But I really surprised me. Like several years ago, I saw there's a Chinese version. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But that time I felt like this only takes some time. You will be really. You have some rules set up, right?
Yeah.
But in the United States, there's no boundary.
So it's hard to be artist in China if. It's hard to be
in the language, because you have a lot of boundaries. But you have to. That's why sometimes, like even like when you the musician, like you need to sometimes you need to figure out the language. For me, I would always pick English, and because they don't. A lot of people don't pay attention to what you say in English, and also like. You only talk about things in Canada or the United States will be much easier.
I feel like nowadays because of the internet, you can really have a career if you do it right. If you work hard, you can really have a career like outside the boundary of countries. Most of my favorite artists are not not even Canadian or and it can be from all over the world. It's like you listen to music, let's say on Spotify, all those artists are all over the world.
All over the world.
Yeah, so to me, it's the audience is whoever is on internet. That's the potential audience.
But the people, the artists from Iran, sometimes they got trouble as well.
If they live in Iran.
No, but sometimes they travel to see their parents. They see their parents.
Yeah. But that is just like
even I watch a lot of NBA basketball. Even there's a NBA player from Turkey. He's under arrest warrant in Turkey right now, several years, because he said something in NBA.
Oh.
He was a big star in NBA.
Oh.
It doesn't matter because, if you want to have connections, the connection is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, you choose easy way. Like the English will be a little bit easy. And then one day I really if I have the chance, I really want to see some people like comedians, they can perform, or the musicians, they can perform in our restaurant, the second floor. That's my that would be my dream.
You should see this.
Yeah, we can set up something on the tatami.
Yeah. Oh, this is the tatami.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely have the space. to do that.
Because we people sitting downstairs, customers, and they will have a special place on the second floor.
And you can have like every week you have like music nights, like or stand-up comedy too. You know, comedian like comedy night. Just like that.
We may
totally
have,
doable.
We may have another. She's a local comedian. I'm. Last time she said that she wanted to, but it was schedule thing. She's a local comedian, and probably she will come. Like she said that she would join this program, and then will be fun.
Oh, cool. This one, right? Yeah.
But
I think it's a great idea to do that.
Yeah, that's why I'm still learning English. I need to. The jokes in English is very difficult to get a lot of times because they. The people they mention the stories like if they mention one name who did the stupid thing, so they mention that in the but if you don't know this person, if you don't know this person, no.
I remember the first few years I moved here. It's like I understand all the words they are saying, but I didn't understand what they are talking about. It took me a few years to get over the
That's is for both of us probably. If we For me, it's a hobby. For you, it's a career, right? But it's probably try to know things here more, like English. That's why in the last 20 years, I never watch any Chinese show. Never. Because when for me, it's like as I said, I don't need to improve my Mandarin. So if I think or like read too much in the language, it will push my English out. So I read.
I got what you.
I read a lot and then watch a lot of YouTube videos. I read a lot of books before the restaurant really did a lot of damage to me.
Because you're
time.
Too busy.
No time. Before 8 years ago, because I live in West End, so I always took the train in the morning to the downtown to go to the IT job. So on the train every day I was reading a book. Every day I had borrowed a book.
Amazing.
It's because the vocabulary and also the kind of dialogues, conversations in English, how to conduct a conversation.
You want to keep on improving your English. You don't want to be distracted by another language, which is not the priority.
Even the French, I have to put it on hold a little bit. Otherwise, I was about to restart my French learning. I restart the French learning 4 times already, I guess. It kind of restart. After 1 month, finish and then restart again.
I start once. Now I'm about to restart the second time. I hope I don't need to go through like 4 times. But I really want to learn French. Like even like growing up, like a lot of the same as you, like the novels, like translated novels
in Chinese.
Chinese translated novels. A lot of my favorite novels are French.
What is your favorite book?
Favorite book? Oh, so hard to say one favorite book. So many.
1 or 2. Something really.
I really love 呼啸山庄 back then. I really
Wuthering Heights.
Wuthering Heights. And I also really loved 巴尔扎克. How to say 巴尔扎克 in English?
It's kind of French Balzac as well.
French, right? Because like a lot of my favorites are 小钟马 大小钟马 So I don't know the Dumas, yes. So those are some of the French novels I really like. That's part of the reason why I want to.
French is a big thinker. French people really kind of create. My favorite always like the red and the black.
I love that too. I really love that book.
It's a standard. Actually, I realized the name is Chinese called standard, right?
Standard.
And then it's French name standard. It's in the French pronunciation. It's STENDAS. It's amazing.
I didn't know that.
So it's if you pronounce it in English, it's totally different. But it's in French.
Love standard.
Standard. It's amazing.
But I only read that one novel of him.
I guess Dumas is famous for that.
So that's part of the reason why, like, I'm interested in learning French. movies are also French movies. So like growing up. And also, if you already know English, it's that's why when I first part of the Montreal, and also all my roommates practice my listening, so that at least year, and but 2 years like wasted because I didn't really learn. So how long? We start 11:30.
Yeah, 11.
Almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna eat it. So, but back to your idea of really doable. A lot of artists out there like the pandemic,
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really hard to perform and stuff with restriction, but still. So for your
everywhere else, and now it's like they're more conservative, they're more cautious.
if that's the case, it's even better.
It's just like also it's a French.
As you can learn French.
I read the classic book